I got time.
Start it up, Luke.
It's on.
65, right?
65 what?
Episode 65.
Oh.
For sure.
Yeah, I think so.
65
pieces.
65 pieces of pod.
You guys ready for this?
We are.
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you
Ladies
ready?
and gentlemen, this is the 65th episode of Speaking Sporadically. Sorry, I got a little
parched?
Gotta warm up.
Little parched.
Is your mouth dry, bro?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Take it
good.
off.
I'm good.
We don't want your warm. You don't want your warm water that you
It's
always.
not
bring.
warm.
It's not
Feel
warm.
it. It's cold, bro.
Lukewarm.
That was a good fun. That was a good fun. Lukewarm.
No, I'm hotter than that, bro.
Yeah, you're probably already sweating.
Yeah, I'm pretty close actually.
I can see it.
It's just about to beat up and roll down.
Dude, I've noticed I get real bad lip sweats.
Yeah,
That's like my
Like
first
that
thing.
mustache.
That's my first
Yeah.
thing that like sweats nowadays. Like when I get, so I'm always sitting there like wiping it off, and it's wet every time.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, this is a special episode, guys. We'll get off my lip sweats.
The lip sweats, baby.
This is a special episode because we got Big Jerry in the house. We've had him on before, but it was a while ago. This was when the cabin was completely bare, and you guys didn't even see it because we weren't filming at the time. We were audio only on the computer, so it was real bad audio quality. So you'll be able to hear Jerry and his actual voice, hopefully at decent quality. Now, let me make sure your mic's on real quick. Is it on?
I'm
Sharon?
pretty sure it's on.
All right.
Is it on?
Yeah, just tell
We
us,
hope
guys.
so.
Yeah. Hey, drop a
They'll
comment
definitely
down
let me know.
below.
Didn't we do a test?
Yeah, we did, but
You not listen?
test doesn't always work.
Yeah, I guess. Luke.
Sorry, sorry, bro.
Anyways, if Jerry's voice turned you on in the past, here he is. That's what he looks like. So
Pretty sexy man.
there you go.
Right off
Looking
work.
for a girlfriend. Hit him up.
You gonna finish that thought, Luke?
I said hit him up, bro. I said hit him up. I don't want to hear him.
I thought you were
The
gonna
thing
like,
is
keep
at
going or
Jared
something.
Mags _01 on Snapchat.
That is not my Snapchat.
No.
It is Jared Mags 2002.
Oh, my bad. Very
Close,
sorry.
close,
Very
close.
sorry.
You want to shout out your Insta too? Or
I don't know that one.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if I know mine either because I change it a lot.
I also never add people on there because they're all bots.
I don't get that many bots. on
Normally,
Insta.
it's not worth it.
Normally.
bots.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you get the nice one though. What?
Say nice bots.
Yeah.
Oh, that's whack, bro.
It's whack, bro. Oh.
Anyways, Jerry, what you built today?
Oh, we're working on 2 lean-tos off some barns at Shane Lines, the metal scrap place, and yeah, that's about all we did. I was up on a roof for 10 hours, and
Nice and
now
hot.
I'm here,
Nice and hot.
nice and hot.
That was this
Alright,
to your birthday.
Give me a little clip start. Action.
We're back, guys. We had some camera problems right quick.
Yeah, it turned off. I forgot to charge the battery again.
Again?
Always be doing that, bro. Honestly, this is probably the most Eagle Scouts we've ever had on a podcast.
And one
Counting
room.
Trey.
Yeah, I
Counting
mean, look
Trey.
at that. We got 5 right here.
Yeah.
5 for
Full
5.
100%.
100%.
Easily.
What was your Eagle Scout project, Trey?
I built a shelter home for
The homeless.
homeless
Oh,
cats.
Wow.
Homeless cats.
Oh my! Whole entire house?
Yeah, just entire house. It
Just for
was a,
cats.
it was a beautiful project. Really was.
I remember working on it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good plot.
Yeah. Me
Good
and Luke,
spot.
Luke helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some volunteer hours. you
Lots
know,
of
do your
volunteer
service.
hours.
Plenty.
Let's see. Let's do the true test to see if you're actually an eagle.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Should I give him the test or not?
Yeah, just go for it.
Just go for it.
Is that actually a
yeah.
It's our thing.
I've
Bro,
already started that.
I have a great picture of at Jerry's lake house, and we're all like, here, hold this for a second, and we all have our hands like this, like we're making the eagle.
Yeah.
I have a picture of all of us doing that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, we're cool.
We are.
We are cool.
We're just cool. Dude.
Best freaking scout troop around.
That's
Honestly,
true.
though,
That's what I'm saying.
there is no better scout troop.
I me and Luke, after going to the new scout camp, seeing a bunch of new
They're
troops,
all dweebs, bro.
we stand by our
Way
point.
to call them out.
They
stand
are
by-
though.
I know we've had this conversation before, but I think it's
It's worth saying.
it's worth
again.
saying it again. Boy Scouts is a great thing to do and a great organization in general to join. And obviously, we have so many memories and changed our lives in so many ways. And like, you can have a lot of fun and still do a lot of cool things, but every other troop are absolute losers. It's fair to say. If I had to guess, kids who got bullied in school would be these kids.
Exactly.
It's terrible,
They
but
fit
it's
the
true.
stereotype so
They do
perfectly.
No one else can be like us and be like, have fun, be cool, be a little edgy,
be like
we're
two
tough.
Still be
athletes.
athletes, have fun on the
smart.
weekends, that kind of stuff, but still
Yeah.
be a Boy Scout.
Exactly.
And still do the Boy Scout stuff.
Every once in a while, you'll get like a kid, like a single
Like
kid from a
one.
troop that's like
And
okay,
one.
like that one dude, the Meachway guy, Carter. That was his
Carter,
name.
yes.
He was funny.
He was.
He didn't look the most athletic, but again,
No.
I don't know. He didn't look.
He could
the
be a
most
bowler.
athletic. Could be.
We said
Yeah.
athletes.
Athletes play sports, dude.
Hey, just future beer leets, bro.
Say beer leets.
Yeah, beer leets, beer
that?
athletes, beer leets.
Kinda
Beer
like
is
beer
a
league softball,
bowling is a beer drinking sport.
That's true.
golf.
Cornhole.
Golf.
Cornhole
Golf's
is
probably the
too.
biggest one.
Golf.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you met bowlers? They're alcoholics.
But when you think of bowling, you don't think of people drinking.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. If you ever
Really?
been to bowling league,
Yeah.
you ever
Well-
been to a league? Yeah, really. Buckets of beer or the beer towers, depending on where you're at.
people bring their like 14-year-old sons to drive them home afterwards.
I was one of those kids.
Exactly. Everyone has at least one vice outside of drinking too.
One vice.
A vice.
I was thinking like a vice grips.
Not that. Well, I mean, who doesn't have a vice, bro?
Too soon, unfortunately. It's like a
Like,
nicotine
something
addiction.
Like an addiction?
Like,
Oh, okay.
There's not a whole
So,
lot else I
yeah.
don't know that
Oh,
they don't
metaphorical.
smoke to like a vice, like something they have to have.
Yeah.
yeah, something that it's clamped down on,
On their
you, you
lives.
have to
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Metaphorical.
metaphorical vice.
When I think of golf, you think of old guys smoking cigars and drinking beers. And
Yeah, at least in golf you can
100%.
actually smoke. Really, I mean, there's not too many indoor
Yeah, you don't have to
smoking
go
bowling
walk
alleys.
outside. You,
You already are outside.
Yeah.
Kind of hard with an indoor sport, but you know, back before the indoor smoking ban, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Luke remembers that.
I do remember
He
that.
talks about it all the time.
I really do.
and it's kind of impressive. Like,
that I remember that.
Yeah.
That's stuck in my brain.
I thought it was like 40 years ago.
The only
No,
way
it was
I
like
remember
2005 in
smoky
Ohio.
bars is by bars that you're not technically supposed to smoke in.
Yeah.
There's only one of those around here, but
Oh, I know a few.
there's a couple more. Ooh, we're gonna have to go.
Probably shouldn't talk about them on here, but,
But you know, we won't say
I
their
have my
names.
places.
All right. You're right, though. Definitely, golf is a. You definitely think of beer drinking when you think of golf, but
I mean-
sports like bowling are really close behind it, though.
Recreational activities.
Not
I would
sports.
kick your butt in bowling.
Anyways, back to what we were saying about scouts.
I would.
We are cool.
I would say if you have a big enough troop, they can definitely get like. There could be a
More.
group like us that is cool, but doesn't really interact with everyone in their troop. Like, there's got to be a group of 10 guys that are pretty cool in the Purple Wave, kind of similar to us.
There.
There
Listen,
probably is.
You go to pretty much any Boy Scout troop, though, you'll see at least one cool kid in each troop. But the thing is, they're always going to be like sixth graders. Because if you're a cool kid surrounded by a bunch of stereotypical Boy Scouts, you're not going to want to go through with your scouting experience, like with your scouting
That's true.
And journey.
You need
That's
more
true.
You're going to
people
want
like
to cut
you.
it there.
You'll quit.
You
yeah.
need people that are just like you.
Right.
That's
for
why-
you to want to stay through. That's why our troop always does good because it's a small town. Everyone already has same beliefs, same everything, so it's not hard for us to want to go through with our journey.
Yeah.
And you guys
that's a
had
very good
you guys
point.
had like a good group of 5, right?
Yeah, we had
s-
5 Eagle Scouts in
Yeah.
our class.
5 joined, 5
5
stayed in it.
Yeah.
5 Eagles.
It's one of the biggest classes that I know of.
Oh yeah.
We were the
Of
best.
Eagles. Yeah, we were. Like we did actually,
Bro,
I'm not-
ours was big. We just slowly lost people.
Yours was big. You're the only one.
That's pretty
We
big.
started out like
Yeah,
in
no,
Cub
yeah.
Scouts. We had like
Oh.
15.
Every class starts out with
we
a
had
ton
like
in Cub Scouts.
so many in Cub Scouts, but like Boy Scouts, like we were probably one of the better grades
Oh yeah.
For
in
sure.
a long time because I can't think of anyone who's had like even
5.
5 is just a lot for a class,
Just having 5 all the way through.
and then 5 all the way through, all the way getting Eagles.
Yeah.
That was also like not very
It's
common.
miraculous.
for a troop our size, I should say too.
Well, it's like whenever you have 5 guys in your class that all make it all the way through, you don't realize how big of an accomplishment that
No.
really was.
No.
Because you're like, well, my best friend just did it.
Yeah,
so
like,
why can't I?
Yeah,
So
and then,
you just think it's just an everyday thing. Everyone can do it.
yeah, and then
And
like
then a few years later, you look back on it and you're like, wow, I really did all of that.
yeah.
It was
And-
like that for me. Like I had the 5 guys above me all did. I'm like, it can't be that bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
God, this is a lot of work.
And all it was just Sherman, Isaiah, in their grade. So they
Yeah.
basically hung
Well,
out with
we had
us.
Dave.
Because like,
There was Dave too.
you really didn't have anyone like to work through everything with. Like I had Devin, Sam, like all the guys. Like we were going through the same steps
Yeah.
around the same time. So like, if you ever have any kind of question, you just ask them like, "Hey, what'd you put for this?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you work together a little bit.
I was like the guy
like
in the middle of
cheating.
the break.
Yeah, it's like cheating, but like
You're not
not
really.
fully cheating. Helping.
I still kind of
It's
did
like a
that though.
tutor.
Because I asked Devin for his binder and kind of used
Okay,
that as
that's
a lot of
cheating.
inspiration.
That is-
No,
lot of
because
inspiration.
that's not cheating
But
at
you
all
all did it.
I didn't do it, bro.
Okay,
I did
personal
mine.
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I did
like,
mine
you
completely
can't
from
really
hand.
cheat on your Eagle because all he did
still
was look at my
individually
binder.
centered on-
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
couldn't put any of my questions. He would look at my binder and be like, "Oh, this is just how it should be organized.
Yeah.
This is
That's
just
pretty
how
much
to
what
say
I was
it.
using it for.
Organized." But
Just to make sure I had everything
Yeah.
I needed in there.
yeah. But back to what Jerry was saying too is like when each person did it, they thought, "Oh, he did it. It can't be too bad," and I could ask him for advice. Until finally, it got like 3 of us did do it, and 2 like we're starting to work on it or whatever. And they're like, "Well, we have to do it now. We're not gonna be the only one." So
Like-
it just kept pressuring and pressuring. Like you can't be the only one.
It's
you
a
have
good
to finish
peer
it out.
pressure.
Because
Yeah.
Sam was the last one.
Right.
He was close.
He wouldn't have got it if it wasn't for COVID. Because
Yeah.
COVID extended his period.
Gave him an extension.
It gave him an extension past his 18th birthday.
I never even
and he was
knew
allowed to
that.
get it.
It was like 5 months
So-
too.
But
Wow.
I was riding him for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I got my Eagle at 16.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 2 years where I was constantly yelling at Sam. I was always on him about it. And he pretty much just pushed me off the whole time. Not going to listen to you. I'm going to make my own path.
Mm-hmm.
And then
We were
a
rushing
couple
to do
months
it.
before 18, then he's begging me for advice. Like, I'm sorry, I should have listened.
Yeah. Yeah. He was lucky.
I'm gonna say you got yours like right after me.
Yeah, I got mine at 16, and
Really close.
because I wanted to get mine before I got my license.
Good call.
Because I knew then I'd find out about girls and have a lot more fun
gas.
than wanting to do Boy Scout stuff.
And then you still showed up to scout stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
I
camp
was
out.
still there all the time. I still show up to some Scout stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
Pretty
even
much all of it.
technically part of Scouts anymore.
And you're still there.
Yeah.
Especially the camp out at my grandparents.
Well, you have to be there.
I'll be there for 5 more years.
5 years.
You think we got 5 more years there?
Grandma and Grandpa said we can keep going there as long as we want, as long as I go with them.
Bet. I think that's a
I'll-
great one for the
I'll
kids.
put in 5 years, and at that point it'll probably be, all right, let's find a different place to be doing
Yeah.
the Klondike.
Oh, we'll find somewhere.
It won't feel the same though.
No. But then again, in 5 years, I don't even know if any. Of
I
us
don't
will
know if
still
I'll be in it yet. Yeah.
So at that point, I'll be in my mid-20s. I don't need to be hanging around a bunch of 6th graders. Like, that looks bad.
It does.
Like, whenever you tell your work buddies, whenever
Hey,
you're
I'm gonna go,
hey, I'm gonna go hang out in the woods with a bunch of 6th graders.
Yep.
Sounds pretty bad.
Just have to follow it up with youth protection certified.
So they
I
know
will
you're not going to
rape
rape
children.
Yeah, so they know you're
basically
not
what
going to
it
rape
is.
children.
That every question is just that rephrased in some different way.
Really?
Pretty much. It's terrible. I just watch TV the whole time and just let it play through on mute, and then I'd answer
It's
the
like
question.
getting your boating license.
Yep. Don't have one of those, but yep.
Me neither. I got bored halfway through.
Oh, those videos are hilarious because like we did a bunch for work and I did not pay attention at all. But the work one actually screwed me up because it gave you questions about because Scott's does a lot of chemicals, so they started giving you like regulation and rules, like what regulatory organization is in charge of keeping track that all the details on the back of the products are in order. And I'm
It's like, I don't know.
and it was a whole bunch of acronyms like the ADID or
Probably EPA.
It was EPA was one of them. There was a couple other that I was like, oh dang, I was
I
supposed
probably
to.
should have been
I
paying
actually
attention
should've
a
paid
little bit.
attention.
I guess I'm getting paid for this. I should actually pay attention.
Dude, that was the experience when I took my moped test. Like, there were just so many, like, really specific things. I'm like, oh my God, I did not think it was going to be this hard.
And then you still pass with flying colors, and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, how do people fail this?
Yeah. I'm like,
Just like getting a driver's license.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Or
Like
the
everyone
permit.
stresses out about it because like they hear so many people fail. Then I'm like, wait, I had a chance to fail this.
Yeah.
Wait, you telling me someone failed this?
Yeah.
And there's people like they take 4 tries and get their license. No offense if that's any of you, but like
Kind
get
of
your
a
stuff
sense.
together.
Yeah. It was not
Kind of
hard.
your fault.
Well, I
It
wonder
depends.
like what
For
the
me-
threshold is.
well,
you
for
know?
me personally, I hit a cone on my first maneuverability. I'm just gonna say it. I didn't get a single point docked in like driving around, but I practiced maneuverability a couple times in my car that I had been driving. And then my mom was like, I don't think your car's gonna pass inspection. I'm like, well, then probably I shouldn't be driving it, but whatever. So I took the van in, and it was one of the first times I drove the van. So I was trying to do maneuverability, and that's kind of what hoed me. So then I came back the next week, passed it real easy with my car.
Yeah,
But-
say they don't do much of an inspection.
Not anymore.
I know.
Turn signals,
Yeah,
brake
that's what it
lights,
was.
as long as
Brake
they-
lights,
four-ways.
headlights, and
Didn't even do
Headlights.
that for mine. I just had some really large dude hop in the passenger seat of my mom's car. Then it was like, whoop.
I had some really large lady hop in the passenger seat of my mom's car and went like, whoop.
Nah, I had an older guy. He was normal size, pretty slim. If we're going weight classes here, he was featherweight.
He was
But he just stood in front and he goes like left turn signal, like the classic DMV. I hate my life. Right turn signal. And he's like gently honk the horn because I think the horn had to work. So I was like, boom. And he's like, all right, let's go. He hopped in. I got a perfect score. I didn't lose a point. But then again, like, I wonder what the threshold is to like fail. Like, obviously you hit a cone
I think
on
it's
maneuverability.
20
Yeah, see,
points
all-
or 25 points.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
something
like
that.
I went 3 miles an hour over the speed limit and I lost 15 points.
Oh, okay.
Like I almost failed the driving portion just because I went like barely over going down the hill.
So I know
strict.
you get docked 5 points if you hit a cone, but it's way more if you knock over a cone. Because I hit a cone, and the person stares at me and goes, I didn't see it fall over. It's your lucky day.
Yeah, I think if you knock over a cone, it's like you're done.
Yeah, you fail if you knock over a cone.
Okay.
But if you shift it a little bit and there's like, I'll pretend I didn't see it.
I'll pretend I didn't see
So
that.
you failed your first time?
Maneuverability.
No,
Like,
but
so
you still
I'll-
got your
I'll
driver's
never-
license.
No. Well, did the driving test, right?
And you
Past
got
that. I
perfect
think I
score.
got docked 2 points on that because I was trying to get into a left turn lane. And you know, like before you can actually go over, they have like the striped area. So there's like a line of cars. So I was like, what do you always do? Just go over early, you know? She's like, yeah, you're not allowed doing that. I'm like, okay. But she's like, that's docked 2 points. So I passed that easily, but I failed maneuverability. So I had to go back 7 days later and then redo my maneuverability. I did it in my car, and I was like, zip, zip, zip. All right, done.
I know I got
Easy.
docked 2 points because I didn't use my mirrors enough. I'm like, how do you know where my eyes are looking?
I'm looking,
But
just
not
not
moving
moving
my
my
head.
head.
I'm like, I was stressing out. You're staring at me, so I'm just glancing at my eyes.
Yeah. It's probably not safe to be like,
Yep.
Yeah, like you don't want to rubberneck the whole thing. Like then you're not looking at the road.
Yeah, like. I just want to make sure I can really clearly see, and then just crash. But
Run
I guess
right in.
I have a little more forgiveness for people who failed, I guess, because I thought the threshold to like fail would be like bigger. But if you just go over the speed limit and you're already over halfway there, then I could see how maybe a late turn signal or you took a turn too sharp or not sharp enough would basically like fail you.
It really
So I guess-
depends how strict
Yeah.
the person you're
yeah.
taking
I've
with
only
is.
ever heard of like 4 people failing the driving section, but some of
Toys.
the things they did were horrendous. Like pull out right in front of people. There's one person, they said the driver instructor was like, all right, I want you to get into the left turn lane and go left to this intersection, and we'll just carry on. And they like got in like the straight lane. They're like, oh crap, I can't go back now. So they just like went straight, and the driving instructor's like, all right, we're just gonna go back, try it one more time. And they did the same thing. They didn't get in the left lane. They went straight again. They're like, all right, let's just go back. You're done.
I have to dock you. But also, I have another thing that I remembered when you brought up the moped test. So I went to go take my moped test, but we're like, oh, first we gotta register my moped as like a vehicle and get new tags for it or whatever. We bring it in, and like, all right, what make, model, brand, whatever is it? So it's a 1994 Targa Tomos LX. Brought it in. type. Yeah, this isn't in our system. Yeah, we can't register this. I'm like, It's like, yeah, it's not legal. Or like they literally like they could not register it because it didn't exist to them. So I'm like,
I guess I'll just die.
I'm like, do I even take my test? What if I'm gonna be riding around with a non-registered moped and expired plates? Like, who even cares if I have my license? So we just said, screw it, I'm not getting anything. So I rode my moped probably about as legal as you could, but it's not like anyone cares. I never drove it over probably 25 miles an hour because I don't think it's very fast. I never drove it out of town.
I was specifically told that the laws like leaned or got a lot more lenient when I went to register mine, because mine was more of a scooter. I wouldn't even call it a moped.
Wasn't it like a 150cc?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what mine was. That wasn't legal for either of us to drive those in the moped license.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Anything over 50 cc's, you need a motorcycle's license.
Which is basically
so
a
both
car.
of us were riding illegally, but
No, I don't think anyone really cares.
Yeah.
No,
Like
say no.
they, as long as you don't do anything stupid, they're like, that's fine. It's just a moped. It's a scooter. It's your way to get around. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there's one person from Laramie that literally has pretty much, I guess he has his moped license, but it's literally a scooter. It goes 60.
yeah.
And that's
Like,
definitely not legal
the
for him
highest
to
speed
drive
I ever
this.
hit on mine was 72. And I was 14 years old.
Mine may have not been 150cc though, because mine could only go like 55. I think that was pretty maxed
It was still
out,
probably
55.
150, just
Just-
different make, different model.
A little
Yeah.
heavier
They
or
have,
something.
different engines in them. Like it's same power, just different ratios and the gears and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I know the fastest I ever got was like 55 with the tailwind. I was like, that's pretty nice.
Downhill.
Mine used to scoot.
Yeah, I remember you would move. You'd
Yeah.
show up to like scout meetings without that thing.
Yeah.
He goes,
And I was young and
Sick.
dumb and just didn't care. So like I'd be doing 60 through town. Like I can outrun any cop.
going 72.
You could actually hit like alleys and lanes
Yeah,
and back
yeah.
roads and actually like, pull away though.
You hopped off and hit some like creek trails. There's no way
Yeah,
to
I
be
was
able
going
to
to say,
follow
we don't
you.
have too many alleys. But,
yeah, I
you
guess.
know.
In between houses.
Only crashed that once. Crashed my moped once. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good for two vehicles.
I crashed 2 times, and I would both say like neither of them are fully my fault. So the first time I was driving, it was with Austin. No, we haven't had him on, but it was with Austin. We were just camping out at the lake, and I was driving behind him, and then we were coming down Swanders to that stop sign at the lake. There's only that one weird stop, and we went to stop, and I was slowing down. And then Austin's in front of me. He's already stopped. I'm slowing down. And then my left hand just goes, it was my left hand because left hand's front wheel. My left hand just goes loose. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
And I hit his back light, his right turn signal, I think it was. Oh, I might have cracked his brake light too. Like the light still worked, but he needed that new red outside cover and maybe the left turn signal. I can't remember, but I hit him decently hard, and it was like a nice little pop because I like put my feet down to like stop me the rest of the way. It wasn't like insane, like I
Had to get
sacrifice
on
my
like the
leg.
Flintstone brakes.
Yeah, no. I was kind of slow because the brake worked for a little bit and then just snapped and it went completely loose. And I was like, oh man, this sucks. And I kind of hit him. I'm like, there's nothing I could do. And I hit him and I'm like, oh dang. So we picked up the pieces real quick while we were at the stop sign. We threw it in the bed, or not the bed, the basket.
The mail.
We drove the rest of
milk
the way.
crate.
We drove the rest of the way. I'm like, my bad, Austin. I'll get you a new light. So I paid for a new light, and then the second time, me and Derek were driving down a gravel path to his house, you know, like in front of his house. Or
Gravel
whatever.
is so dangerous, dude.
Exactly, and I didn't realize it, bro. I'm sitting there, and then Derek's in front of me, and he stopped because he wanted to tell me something. So I'm like, all right, he stopped. I start stopping. I hit the brakes. It works because I think I fixed the brake at this point. But I slide. Like, I started braking, and the whole moped just kicks out. And I, like, kind of got out. Like, it still, like, fell on me, and I still scraped my leg. But I, like, kind of also, like, squeezed out in time, so, like, didn't full on crush me. Well, it wouldn't have crushed me, but it didn't, like, fall on me fully. But, like, I stopped, and I slid, and I, like, crashed. And it broke off my right pedal. Like the actual pedal part, because it just landed, all the weight went right on that thing. And I'm like, I picked it up, and I'm like, he's like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I hate gravel. And I picked it up, and the pedals broke off. I'm like, oh my goodness. So it was the weirdest thing, holding my leg up while driving the rest of the way to his house and then back home. But they're both minor things. That was it.
Yeah. I know whenever I crashed my scooter, that one definitely wasn't my fault. I was just coming up to a stop sign out in the country, and the road was covered in straw. It's like some person must have had a straw bale fall off their off their trailer or something, and it blew up all over the road. So I was trying to hit my brakes to come to a stop sign. All my wheels were on top of that straw, and like both wheels were on top of that straw, and
How fast were you going?
I was only going probably 5 miles an hour. I was right
You
at
were
that stop sign. Then
down.
it just tipped over on me.
Yeah.
Like, that's whenever I first dislocated my shoulder.
Really?
Because I was on my way to a football and lifting. So 6 in the morning.
Wow. Oh,
Just
wow.
crashed my scooter. This is with Parks as our coach.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I showed up to lifting. I was like, hey, I just crashed my scooter. I was dripping blood off one of my arms because I rubbed it pretty bad. And he's like, well, can you still lift? I'm like, well, I'm like, well, I just dislocated my shoulder. So my shoulder's like, well, as long as you can still lift, that's fine. But if not, you can go home. I'm like, is that really all you're worried about right now?
Like, can you lift?
Can you even lift, bro?
Can you lift, bro? Like, nah. I can't.
No, bro. I need to go
Sure?
see Ryan.
Ryan wasn't even in.
Ryan wasn't there yet?
It's 6 a.m., bro. No.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, whenever I crashed the moped, that was purely my fault. I tried to. So first, so Sonny crashed his moped because he tried to steer with his left arm on the right handlebar using the throttle suit so he could try to grab his phone out of his right pocket. And he put it down. And me and him were riding after he just crashed. I'm like, bro, it can't be that hard. And I just launched right across the road. I like swerved a few times back and forth, and then just slammed into the side ditch.
Oh, man.
Moral of the story: keep your phone in the left pocket.
Yeah, don't text and drive on 2 wheels or 4 wheels, but definitely not 2 wheels.
That is the definition of young and dumb. That can't be that hard. I could do that. Crash. The third guy, I could do that. Crash. Oh, that's good time.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Brett might have done the same thing 'cause he was with us. And he was like, you guys are just dumb and don't know how to drive. And he did it.
It is backwards though, because like
Yeah, it really throws
left
you
you have
off.
to pull. If you want to go left, you have to pull down. But over here, you got to push up.
Because
Yeah.
me and Adam used to always, like, we'd cross our hands. It's like your left arm on your right
Yeah.
side and your right on your left. And you can steer just fine, no problem. But whenever you only do one, you're destined to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll wrap up this segment. We'll see you guys in a couple seconds where we will finish our conversations about whatever it may be.
Oh, no, Barry. He's fine. He's fine.
Check. Oh no, I gotta get my timer back. Make sure.
Honestly, Rappy McRapperson's more of like an original name than some of the rapper names you see come out with now.
I don't know.
Like,
It's just Lil something.
yeah, Lil Son, Lil Dicky, bro. How original.
All right,
Very
Lil
Ricky.
Dicky's actually pretty original.
That's pretty good.
Lil Baby, Duh Baby. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Baby.
I which, you
Thought
know
they
which
were
one
the
was
same
first?
person for like the first 3 years.
Yeah, I know,
thought he
right?
switched it up.
I did too. Do you know who was first? Like, who copied the other? Someone had to.
I think it was Da Baby first.
I think he might have been more popular first, but like
just a
they
guess, dog.
Like, I'm not a rap
I'm not
guy.
either.
I'm finna look it
But
up.
I know Lil Baby and Duh Baby.
I just know my Rappy McRapperson.
The only rapper you need to know.
You know Eminem, bro.
I do know Eminem.
Who doesn't know? Dab me up, fool.
Represent the race.
Oh man, I didn't know you were cool like that. I love the TikToks. Where it's like, hey, yo, bro, you can't park here. And just look at him and go, oh, well, I didn't know you were chill like that.
He does the dance.
It's so good.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm trying
Okay.
to, bro. We don't get service out here.
Because again, there is a
Really?
possibility
You have
that
Verizon?
they
This
could've-
is important, Devin.
All right, my bad.
Do you have Verizon?
I got
or-
Sprint.
Aw.
Sprint.
Do we all have
people.
Verizon?
I have
I
Verizon.
have
Verizon.
Isaiah has Sprint.
Yeah.
He does load stuff
right.
out here,
Yeah,
actually.
he always be loading stuff.
That's a red flag, honestly.
It is kind of bro.
That's weird.
Like
He's
I
a 9.
consider Sprint the same as like Android.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah, that's facts. He's a 9, but he has Sprint for his provider.
4.
4.
Some of those are so whack, dude. They'll say like the most basic things, like I don't know. You know any that come to mind that just don't make any sense? Like they're a 9.
She's
but-
a 7, but she goes to Starbucks every day.
3.
That's a legitimate downgrade for me. Like I could subtract 2
bro,
points
that's
because
like Starbucks every day. That's $10 every day.
Yeah.
at least.
Like in the
It's
neighborhood, at least like
expensive.
6 to
An
7.
answer.
oh wow. I would think a lot of people.
And if you
would.
tip your barista, yeah, it's like $10.
Yeah,
That's $50 a week, $70 a week.
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Just for coffee.
Exactly.
Hey man, I'll tell you, some guys at the golf course, dude,
Yeah, but they're old men, bro.
these old men
A
are
little
probably
different.
putting in, gotta be $500 a week in rounds. I mean, most they don't have to pay for their rounds because they're members, but
They
just-
pay for a club membership once a year.
Yeah, so if that, and then just drinks and food, it's gotta be a lot.
Well, that's where all the money I put into Social Security goes.
Yeah,
Yeah, right for them. Those old
Yeah.
guys can go play some golf and have a few drinks. Yeah, enjoy life.
there's this really young guy that comes out and he says he owns his own company. I've never really talked to him enough to figure out what he does. I should though, but he'll be running like $150, $200 tabs on a weeknight. And I'm like, I can't tell if he's one of those guys that just spends a lot of money or if he actually makes good money, because you never know.
Yeah,
You can be both.
That's true. You'll never be wealthy. You can be like rich, but never be truly wealthy if you're always spending that much.
yeah.
It's hard to get wealthy just by yourself, though. Like first generation wealthy.
A lot of people do though.
I didn't say. There's just a lot of people that don't.
You know, say I'm gonna be poor my whole life.
I didn't
I
say.
watched
Yo,
this.
yo.
We're oppressed.
I watched this science YouTube video where it actually like broke down kind of like the odds and the science behind being wealthy, if it's hard work or luck. I forget like what it said, bro. I don't even know why I brought it up because I like forget so much of it. I remember I watched it and it was really cool because it said like you have to work hard to increase your chance at getting lucky, if that makes sense. I think
Yo,
that's what it was.
It's just like doing Pokemon trades. You got to do a bunch, and eventually you're gonna get there. Because remember you were rocking that 0% for like 45 trades.
I think that's
Eventually
how
you
everything
hit
works,
one.
though. Like the more lottery tickets you buy, the better the chance you're
better
gonna win the
odds.
lottery.
Hey, thanks for reminding me. I have to get a mega ticket sometime.
Why?
It's
It's
790
up pretty
million.
high right now.
How much
last-
are a ticket?
Like $2.
How does that work? So if no one wins, it carries over.
Yeah, just keeps going up.
Because I always hear people say it's really high. I didn't know if that's just a lot of people just bought that month or
No,
Did they
it
roll
just
over?
keeps going
It
up.
rolls over until someone wins.
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
It's fun.
I may buy a ticket then. Might
I'm
as
gonna
well.
say I'm gonna go get me like $5 worth.
Would you give us a milli? Like the podcast a milli?
I would just fund the podcast.
Yeah,
I
was
mean,
gonna say, like
if I won $800 million, I'd take the cash out. It'd be like $500 million. I'd buy a bunch of stuff and then I'd fund the podcast.
Like, I probably wouldn't give you guys a milli, but I would spend a few million. Like, I'd probably get each of you a car for your birthday, get a new building for the podcast.
Yo, can I get a
He's just gonna
barndo?
pay off.
I
a
wouldn't
bunch
pay
of
for your
people
house.
to start
Would you
watching
buy
the
me
pod.
land to put my barndo on?
Buy like 1,000 listeners to the pod.
Well, if I won 800 million, bro, I'd probably make a giant complex where we could all build our houses. Like, I wouldn't pay for the house, but I'd buy big enough land with our
Like a nice
speaking
50 acre plot
with our
somewhere.
speaking sporadically building right in the center, and then I'll be like, all right, if you guys want to, you can build your houses on these plots and have enough room for 5 or 6 houses or whatever. So
That'd
if
be
you guys
good.
would want
Pretty
to,
much
That'd be
got
sweet.
Quarters.
yeah. What'd you say?
Nothing.
You're gonna have to listen to that and hear it in the morning.
That was funny.
Oh.
Yeah, my friends talked about that at one point. Like we were like freshmen in high school. We talked about like, yo, when we just bought like one plot in the house, like one plot in like a woods somewhere, cleared it out, put one big house up, and just like sectioned it off, and we could all like live in the same house.
Remember when me, you, Felix, and Austin talked about that?
Yeah.
In Austin's hot tub.
Wait, I wasn't at. No, I wasn't there. I was snowmobiling that weekend.
That's right. We talked about it because we talked about building a barn with you. So you weren't even had this conversation.
No, well, I've done similar ones before, but
What do you guys keep saying?
I said I knew.
Paranoid over here. Left out, bro.
No, I said I knew barn dominiums were getting it brought up.
hey, that's what I'm building, bro. Just get ready.
It'd be pretty dope.
prepared.
Dude, barn doors
Are
about to get heavy.
sweet.
they're nice.
They're sweet.
I
You
just
can make
said it
them
on
look
my
just as
lawsuit.
nice as any old house. It just looks like a barn on the outside.
Most time nowadays, like barn doors are getting fancier than normal houses.
Literally, because you're not spending as much on the outside, so you can put all that money inside,
Yeah.
so you have nicer things.
And it's like, I think it's simpler. It's just,
It
usually
is.
just a big square.
Yeah.
So like it'd be real easy to
Probably
rig
rectangle.
up. Rectangle.
A
Sorry,
rectangle.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah,
Rectangle's a square.
Bro.
Squares are rectangles.
a square-
No. A rectangle's a square.
Yeah.
Squares even
No,
size.
No,
you're wrong.
no.
A
A square is
square
a
will
rectangle.
always be a rectangle.
Rectangles.
But a
but
rectangle won't
not
be a
every
square.
rectangle is a
Yeah.
square.
So
That's
if I
it.
said square, I'm right. I can say square. Squares are rectangles, bro.
No, listen to what Jerry just said.
I know. Squares are rectangles.
But not
Yes.
every rectangle's a
But
square.
if
Right.
there's-
But not every rectangle is a
How about
square.
this with the microphone in my hands?
Here, I'll hold it.
No, I get what
so
you're
if
saying.
the shape is like this, so a lot longer here and
Yes.
shorter here, that's a rectangle,
Yes.
not a square.
Right.
Which most barn dominiums are rectangles.
Yeah. But
So
squares are
say-
rectangles.
But they're all rectangles,
Yes.
so they can't be called squares.
Yeah, I understand what
But-
you're saying.
But
No,
you
no, no,
understand
no,
what
no, no.
we're saying, or what
You'll
Devin's
never
Well,
see
I
a
understand what
barn that's a
they're
square.
saying.
I know, but I'm saying if I said square,
You're wrong.
Squares are rectangles. Okay.
Yes.
So that means what right. So if I would say something square is rectangle, then I'd be wrong. Because I'm calling something a square a rectangle, which that cannot.
No, you're calling
translate.
something a rectangle a square.
Yeah, like he just said, if it is rectangular, you can't call it a square. But you can call something rectangular a square.
You said the same
Yeah,
thing.
you just
said the
said-
same
Wait,
thing.
no.
I was like, hold on.
I
Wait one
swear I knew what I was talking about right before I started speaking.
Squares are rectangle. So
So can
You're
you-
wrong. I'm
I
right.
still don't. I'm not. I haven't been proved.
I don't
yet.
know what I'm talking about.
You
Jerry's
haven't
definitely
proven.
right, though.
I
Look back through this video
No, no,
and you will realize
I know what
that
you're
I won.
saying. I know what you're saying. I completely agree with you that squares
So I
are rectangles,
won.
rectangles are squares. I'm trying to make sense of what you can call something and how it translates and
Just call it a rectangle.
A
'cause
square
you're
has to
always
have
right.
even size, doesn't it?
Yes,
Every single
yes.
size even. Yeah. So a rectangle is something that isn't a.
Isn't even.
A rectangle
It's
is
not
anything of
even.
four sides.
Yeah.
If there's two different size lengths, then you can't call it a square.
Yeah.
Most barn doors are two different size
Rectangles.
lengths, so that's what you call rectangles.
But a rectangle does have to have 4 90-degree angles.
Yeah.
But other than that, anything four sides, it's going to be a rectangle.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless it's a rhombus.
Okay.
Yeah.
You good?
I think it makes sense now. So I can call it
well,
square
rhombuses
things
don't have
rectangles.
90-degree angles.
Exactly. So a
They're left.
rhombus
That's why it's
isn't a
something-
rectangle.
Yeah.
It's just a quadrilateral.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's four sides.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
back
took math.
back to what we were
Oh my
talking
gosh.
about.
Okay.
Back to the one night we were sitting in the hot tub. We started talking about a whole bunch of barn doors and everything because it was actually a really funny night because we expected to be out there for a few hours. We stayed out there like 1 a.m.
Dude,
and we
hot
turned
tubs will
off-
do that to you.
Dude, we turned off. No, it was the dopest thing. We turned off all the lights, and he
You
lives in
could
the
l-
country. He lives in the country. So we turned
Airplanes.
off all the lights, like to the house. Everything was pitch black out there. We looked up and we watched airplanes. And Austin has this app where he can see airplanes, like everyone does. Like you can look it up where like airplanes are currently and where they're going. So we would look up and we would say, "Austin, where's that plane going?" And he would look above us, what plane was going over us. He'd like zoom in, like that one's going to New Mexico, boys. And then he's like, he would literally call him out too. He's like, there should be a little one flying real low. Only like 2,000 feet. I don't know what it was. 10,000 feet, something low. Over there. We would look up and we'd see a little flashing light going across the sky. We're like, that's awesome. So we sat there, did that for a while. But then we started talking about this huge barn dough idea where we would, basically what you guys are talking about, we would build all of our barn doughs basically in our own private, like little neighborhood, like right next to each other, but like almost like we'll make like a square with them. We'll
Like
have
a cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
It'd be a cul-de-sac of
cul-de-sac.
freaking barn
of
doors.
4 barn doors like right next to each other in all circle, and we'd even have like a little center focal point. So basically like a cul-de-sac, but think zoomed out, and there's like a center thing too. Like I don't know what it was.
Like
I
a
forget
building?
Condo.
I forget what we talked about.
Like a pond in the middle or something.
Yeah, I think it might have been like
Yeah.
a pond.
That'd
Was an
make
idea.
much
And
more
like we
sense.
all shared that pond, and like all of our front doors were facing towards the pond. So like we just all lived in this
Yeah,
neighborhood. It was
little neighborhood.
really cool. Like I'd be down to do that.
That'd be fun.
I
was-
can never live that close to all my buddies though.
No, that's what I want to do. That's my dream.
I wouldn't want to.
Why?
I feel like it kind of just like ruins that relationship you have. Like if you go,
Because you can't say like, "Yo, I'm going over to Jerry's." You walk across the street.
See,
You
I
got to
feel-
work on Jerry's barn or
I feel
something.
like that would be dope.
or
Just be
like, you go a week without seeing your friends and stuff. Whenever you finally see them again, it's a lot more
Yeah, you're like,
meaningful.
"Dang, I missed you guys."
Whenever they're just your neighbor, you're like, all right, I saw you yesterday. Get off my yard. Let me have some family time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be so cool, like what Luke was saying. Just be like, "Yo, I'm heading over to Jerry's." I'd literally walk across or walk to my next door house,
or take a golf cart over.
yeah,
and
just golf cart, and I walk in like it's my house. Just walk in the door and be like, "Sup, Jerry? Where you at?" And you're just like in the living room, and I just come and sit, and then like we don't even know it, and like the other two, like Luke and Felix or whoever, just also come in. They're just like, "Hey guys, oh what's up?" And like we didn't even like text each other. We're coming over. We just kind of like,
I do what Felix does every time we see each other. We just put our hands like, "Oh,
"Oh, yeah."
how's it going, bud?"
So I feel like that would be awesome.
Dude, for me at least, there'd be days when I like don't want to like hang out with anyone. I just want to be by myself, and people would come over and be
That's
like,
what the point. You still have a house.
Bro,
Yeah,
can
you
you
could still
leave?
tell them like,
"Well,
"Yo,
you just
don't
like
come
say I
over."
walk in like I own the place."
Well, then
I
you
love
like
when
lock
people
your
do that
doors, or
every
just
day.
tell, we'll have a group text, be like, "Yo, don't come over."
I'm staying in
Because
today.
then you seem like a
Staying
grump
in today.
ass.
Yeah, and then
I
people
mean,
dog on you.
as long as we each have an equal amount of grump ass days, we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's facts.
Like if someone's constantly doing it, then it's like, bro, come on,
You're allowed one a week.
get out of
Yeah.
here. But if we each do it, like, all right, it's Jared's day,
But
or like,
also,
yeah, it's
then
Luke's
you
day.
don't get like that specials going like your buddy's cool property or something. Like whenever we all move out, there's gonna be certain things on each person's property.
That's true.
That makes
Has
it
benefits.
more of a special place to go.
Yeah. Like
You don't
Jerry's.
get that if you all share the same kind of property.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it's like, why would I go to my buddy's house if I could sit in my backyard and look at the same thing?
Yeah.
They don't have to be.
It
the
would still
exact
just be
same,
cool
but you
because,
can change
like-
up barn doors quite a lot.
Yeah, because like even if we did my idea where we like all live together, we would basically be like roommates, but have our own massive rooms like separated. Because like we would could
okay,
easily-
compromise. We all live within the same country block.
I was just about to say that.
So everyone has like razors, and every time we're like, "Yo, we're going to Jerry's," hop in the razor, just
all down the street, just a convoy. down the
everyone just
street.
shows up.
Now that I could do.
That was I was just about to say with when you said the golf cart idea. I'm like, yo, we just each live like within like a 1 mile
Yeah,
stretch.
like pretty much how me
One
and Luke
country
are as
block.
neighbors, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're on the same country block.
And like a lot can change
In that
property
block.
wise in a country block.
Like if it's all woods too. So like some
Mhm.
people have a path you go in and it's big
like
open.
a
or-
country mile, you can see very different terrains.
Yeah.
Really though, there's
Yeah.
a lot.
Cornfield, bean fields,
Wheat fields, tree fields.
Empty fields.
There's a creek
grass
over there.
fields.
Yeah. That would be a good compromise, I think.
That's the compromise. Like live so close to each other that it's like we're neighbor, like that we're like roommates, but
Yeah.
it's within like a 4 or 5 minute razor ride
Yeah.
to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
like
see your
this
buddies.
block would almost be perfect. Like if we all lived across this block with that creek running in, and like woods and fields in between it, that'd be pretty good.
I'm just keeping my parents' house then. No barn dough. No barn dough. We'll just keep the house.
I don't know if I could live in my childhood home the rest of my life.
I think about that a lot.
It'd just be
too.
weird.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think about that too, but I don't know what I'd do with it. If I was living somewhere else and be like, "Oh, the parents are gone. What am I supposed to do with this? Do I move in? Do I keep it? Do I sell it?" It would tear me apart to sell it and then see someone destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Actually,
Change
like,
it.
The amount of time I've put out in like my parents' woods, well, that, like, it'd just be weird to know that someone else would be living there, and I can't just stop over whenever I want. Go have a big bonfire out in the woods, or go do stupid stuff with the friends out in the woods. Like, it'd
Wouldn't be the same.
just be weird.
I think about that. It's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, you want to move out, but then like, what about the house? What are we doing with
Someone
the
else
house?
doing podcast out in this cabin.
No way, bro. It can't happen.
We're gonna
Ain't
have to
no
come
way.
together and buy this.
We'll buy this clump of trees and this
15 by 15, Kevin. Less, probably.
probably less than that.
150K. It's about house prices right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's terrible.
Add 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's $450.
There's 2 bedrooms right here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And we
bro.
have a
I don't
massive
think
bathroom outside.
Yeah.
It's huge, bro. I don't think anyone wants me sleeping right next to them, though. If we're being honest.
Nope. I did it enough in Scouts.
It's
Did
not that
you?
bad, actually.
How often were you actually in the same tent as me though during
I
Scouts?
went through one whole week at
one
Scout camp.
mega tent.
I was mega tent once, and actually your tent
Really?
mate one year.
I know I was
don't
with Luke
remember
a lot.
I know you were with me a bunch. Carson was with me for like one whole day,
Yeah.
and then he moved out.
Yeah, you're a very loud snorer.
I know.
See, the nice thing is, like, as long as he doesn't start snoring until he's really been asleep for like 30 minutes, I've noticed. So if you can kind of get into a good sleep before he's fallen asleep and then started snoring, you've missed it, and you're
But I
you're
can't.
good.
I can't. It takes me forever to fall asleep, and I'm a light sleeper. So if he snores loud enough, I'll wake up.
And you better hope your future wife is like, not.
if she's not silent,
we're getting a divorce. You're gonna be,
Dude,
we're getting a divorce.
I think about that a lot. I move so much in my sleep. Like, probably every 4th night, I'll like flip. I'll be upside down in my bed. Like, I'll completely invert. I could not imagine sleeping with someone.
wait. Like
Yeah.
feet where head is.
Yeah. Like, I'll be flipping in my sleep. Sometimes I'll sleep like horizontally with like half of my body laying off the bed. Or I'll wake up sitting up. I do some whack stuff in my sleep. I couldn't imagine sleeping with someone. I'll probably start fighting them or something.
Yeah, I normally
No
fall
way.
asleep just on my back,
Yeah.
staring at the ceiling. Then I wake up on my back, staring at the ceiling,
Yeah.
and just get up and get to work.
Yeah, it's either that for me, or I might wake up like on a side, but like I not even move, like I literally
Not
just
completely
rotated.
switch like
Yeah,
you
not
over
so-
there.
Belly down is usually
Like, I
where I
always
end up
sleep
waking
like
up.
it's a video game. I sit down, lay down, and then I sit back up and I'm off to work.
That's how I literally.
I just reboot.
You know that one video I sent
We're
you on
back.
Instagram? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah,
The-
construction
yeah.
workers in the summer.
The guy walks in, drops a Red Bull can on the ground, hits his bed, then you hear like a phone alarm go off. So like he immediately hits his bed, a phone alarm goes off, and he just gets up and like grabs his stuff and walks out the door.
That's exactly how it goes. You get home, you're tired, you lay down, and then magically you're waking up to your alarm in the morning like, here we go again.
We're back.
Another one.
Another day.
No, but I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, nah, must be in the wrong spot, and I'll like flip in bed. And sometimes I do it while I'm asleep, but most of the time I'll wake up and rearrange myself and then fall back asleep.
That's weird.
That is not okay.
That's whack. I don't think I've ever done that.
I think I am also like a super advanced human. I have a sense when I'm sleeping. Listen. I wake up before my alarm by a minute every single day.
That's just-
Yeah, I do it every day. It's,
That's just
even if
body
my
gets
alarm,
muscle
even
memory.
even if my alarm changes, bro.
Oh, I know. It does the same thing for me. No matter what time I set it, I wake up a minute before it goes off.
See, that's crazy.
Oh, that's
to
actually
me.
weird. That's actually different than what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of then. What's it called? It's called your
Same with like my parents never wake like when my
Sleep schedule.
no, yeah, your sleep schedule, but there's a very specific name for it.
Nope, I don't have it.
Your
I'm not that
circadian
smart.
I was
rhythm.
gonna say something else, but
Circadian rhythm. Yeah, that's what it's called.
He's making it up.
well, no,
I've
there's
heard of that.
actually
That's
something like
legit.
Yeah.
But like even if like my alarm
he wants you
changes,
to
like
think?
one day, like
Yeah,
oh, I'll
that's
set it.
serious.
I have
I've
to get
heard
up
that
at
before.
4:50 tomorrow, or like 7:06 because I have it at weird times because I have it down to the minute so I can sleep the longest. Like for work, I wake up at 7:06 and it's just enough time. I get out the door 7:22. I'll be at the shop 7:30, right on time. Like every day, I have it locked because the first couple of days I had it set to 7:10, like a normal time, 20 minutes. I was a couple minutes late. I'm
4
like
minutes late.
7:06, right on time every day. But no matter what my alarm is, like my body will not let myself be woken up by anything else. Even when my parents are about to wake me up, as soon as they open that door, I'm like waking up, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Even though I could be completely passed out, and they open that door, I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
it's so weird. It is the weirdest thing.
I was really mad at Dad. He tried to wake me up for mass on Sunday morning, and I didn't get home or Saturday night till like 2 a.m. Went to the Reds
So you
game.
didn't get home Saturday night,
Well, I was home.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
It was Sunday morning. Very early Sunday morning. I didn't get home till late. He's like, "You coming to church?" I'm like, "No." But like he woke me up. I was like mid-dream, like deep REM cycle sleep, and he like had to like shake me to wake me up, like hand on the shoulder, like, you getting up for church? No.
As our coworker could say, like, I forgot where I was. That's how good of a nap it was. He would say he woke up and he would forget where he was for a couple seconds, like wake up super confused, like, how'd I get here? And
remember when he was super hungover and we were in the car and I was driving and we almost got in that accident on interstate, and he woke up, he's like, where are we, guys? What happened? What was this?
Those are the best sleep set because we were coming back from Kings Island.
I don't get those, bro.
Yes.
Every time I
Dude,
wake
you
those
sleep
naps?
light.
Yeah,
It sucks.
It's so easy.
I don't wake up and like, whoa, how'd I get here? I'd be like, oh yeah. I don't really remember falling asleep. I remember like kind of dozing off and getting tired.
Yeah.
I can take a 10-minute nap and then wake up and I know nothing of what's
Wow.
going on.
I'm
I don't
the
know
same
my
way.
name. It's bombs.
Yeah.
It happens. Those are
That's-
nice.
that's-
Especially when you like set it for like one REM cycle of sleep. So you wake up like one cycle out of it and you are like still drowsy pretty much. Like if it's easy to fall back asleep after your alarm goes off, that's how you know you have the right time for your nap, because it's perfect.
Say, because we were coming home from Kings Island Saturday, and on the way home, I didn't even feel that tired or anything. I closed my eyes, wake up, Jason's girlfriend's out of the front seat. He already dropped her off. I'm like, oh, she's gone already. Apparently, I passed out again, and we're about to pull into the driveway of where we're Wes's house, where we all met up. I'm like, perfect, timed her out perfect then. But I guess Clint tried waking me up like 5 minutes before just to get me ready to even wake up. He just stopped. I just woke up naturally right when we pulled in. I'm like, timed it perfect.
That's another thing. Don't you guys like when you're on a long road trip, you'll wake up right before you get to your house?
Oh,
Yeah.
you wake up right as you're about to turn in the driveway.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Every time.
It's insane.
Just
I don't
like-
fall asleep
just like
driving
I'm still
very
6-year-old.
easily,
Yeah.
See what the difference as a 6-year-old, you're actually kind of awake the whole time. Then you see your house, and you're like, all right, pretend to sleep. I want carried
in.
inside.
Yep. Yeah,
Put
like
to
that's,
bed.
even if like you will have like different naps for different lengths. Like let's say you're on a 12-hour car ride from Florida, right? And you've been sleeping for the past like 3 hours. As soon as you get to your house, you're
I
waking
didn't
up.
sleep on that ride.
I didn't sleep much. Well, and then or other trips where like it was only like 2 hours away from Columbus, even though you only fall asleep the last like half hour right before you pull in, you'll be waking up. It's like it doesn't matter how long you've been sleeping. Like your body knows somehow. Like I'm home.
GPS
That's how
locations.
simulations work.
Yo,
Yo,
that's crazy. Bro.
He's right.
You want to know another crazy fact? We have no, you don't.
No.
All right, you got the time.
I
Mike?
always think,
Yeah,
what,
I got time.
what would I do if people
We got
said that to
plenty.
me?
We got plenty of time yet.
Yeah, I do.
All
We
right.
got like 6.5 minutes.
We have never measured the speed of light one way.
We talked about this before. Oh, you and me. I don't know if it was on the pod.
I might have had this conversation with you.
Yeah.
I guess the other guys will listen. We've never measured the one
It's
way
only 2 ways.
because it's
only
impossible.
off the bounce.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
You knew that too?
that's how you-
fair enough.
That's the only way to see light is that.
Whenever you
No. I'm not talking about like not even seeing it, not reflecting it. It hits something like just an actual like if you have a laser and you just calculate the laser. Like there's a machine that hits it at one point and then at the other. It's impossible to measure it. Just the one way, even if we don't look at it and it doesn't bounce off stuff. Because there's no way to actually do it. Because first, let's say you have two
Wait,
clocks.
what if you? What if you had like something that shot through? and
Light
then
can only
another
go
thing it
one
shoots
way.
Through?
That's why, I guess.
Well, I think how they first measured it, they had like a spinning windmill, and then they shot it through it, and
windmill?
it bounced off a mirror, and it came back, and they pretty much. What did I say? I said windmill.
Wean meal.
Did I
Sounded
say
like
wean
wean
meal?
meal.
Yeah, there was a scientist that did it that way.
That's how the scientists said.
But it was real far back then. It didn't have that good of technology, so it wasn't like exact accurate. Now they have great technology. They thought, well, first, let's start a clock at one end with like a sensor that's like, let's assume it's perfectly accurate, and then we'll put a clock at the other end with a sensor that's perfectly accurate. But how will you start the clocks at the same exact time? You can't send an electric pulse so that you hit it and then electric is both, because obviously electric travels at the speed of light, so you'll be already behind or slower than the speed of light, so you'll be already behind if you start it. Well, you can't look at someone, like let's say they're super, super precise and you can do it within eye range distance, so the timing would be microscopic. You can't look at it because obviously there's still that time of speed of light, you'll still be behind.
Hold on. I got an idea. What if when you start one stopwatch, it's the speed of light, and it's like electrically connected to the other stopwatch.
Electric travels the speed.
So by the time
Bluetooth.
the light gets there, you'll know how fast light is, because you'll have the time on the one stopwatch. And then whenever the other stopwatch starts, you just stop it. It made sense in my mind.
I kind of get
I'm
what he's
trying to
saying
think.
though. Like
I
you
don't.
use the speed of the electricity going from like it sends right when you start the other stopwatch.
So then when the other triggers, it would have to send an electric stop
Yeah.
back. So you'd still be behind. Because it would have to send an electric pulse to the other one saying, yo, I've received it. You need to stop now. So
But
like,
you should get a.
Oh, I get what Devin's saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Because my idea was like you have two stopwatches that are started at the exact same time, so they're continuously running. And then once one gets hit, so you have them positioned like this. Then once one gets hit with light, it turns off. And then once the second one gets hit with light, it turns off. And then you just compare the difference of them, 'cause since they were started at the same time. And then the difference would be how long it took to get from one to the other.
you would think that would work, but there's also a problem with that. It was, I think, Einstein's equation of relativity, and like I don't know how it works, but all I know is they described it as when you move clocks, time changes. So like one will be going faster than the other. Again, it has something to do with relativity in the universe. If you move them apart, they will
Well,
change
if I
the
start
speed.
two stopwatches at the same time,
And you move them away like a far distance enough for it to measure light, their times will be microscopically like different. And like I guess I don't know if it's microscopic, but they will be different. And it's something weird. I'll rewatch the video tonight and I'll see if he explains it. But because I
The
remember
laws of relativity
it's
don't make sense.
No,
to most
it
people.
doesn't.
It's confusing.
Yeah. So the only way to calculate the speed of light is you have to do it a round trip. You have to have a mirror at the end, and you have to use the same clock. So there's no electric pulse. You have to shine a light. It hits off a mirror. Same light bounces, hits the clock. You divide that by 2. So, because obviously that's the round trip. That's how long it took for it to travel twice. You cut that in half, then you calculate it. That's the only way. That's how they have the speed of light now. So it's impossible to just do it one way. Every light that has been calculated, the speed, it's always two-way. It's
I think
a
that's when you
balance.
brought up it, like, so you're like, it could be the light gets there instantaneously in like a 0 amount of time and then comes back in double the time. Unprovable.
Yeah,
Man, I don't know.
it's kind of whack.
Well, that just about wraps it up for this episode of Speaking Sporadically. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to go follow the socials. Instagram at Speaking Sporadically. TikTok. Oh, wait, hold on.
Again.
I'm bad, bro, because they're so similar.
Yeah.
They should be the same.
Did you say
At Instagram is at speaking_sporadically. TikTok at speaking sporadically. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, comment.
Yep.
Let us know if you want to be on the pod. If you know us, hit us up.
There should be some
We're in.
TikToks coming out.
Already posted one today. Got 2 in the drafts.
All right, go like that TikTok post then, boys.
All of it.
We'll catch you
Share
guys
it.
next time.
Yeah, and thank you, Jared, for coming
yeah.
on.
Yeah, thanks, Jared, for coming.
Anytime.
It's
Glad
fun.
to be here.
It's
Come
fun
on second
having you.
time. Well, see you guys next week.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace.